Girl sees father sneaking out to shed at night. When she discovers why, she burst into tears. Abby spotted her father heading to the shed at a late hour, which was unusual for him. She decided to go to him and inquire, as any curious 12-year-old would. Her father, on the other hand, acted suspiciously, stopping her on her approach to the shed. She went to the kitchen and called her dad's phone. A buzz came from his jacket, and she knew he was nearby, just wearing jeans and a t-shirt. Then, she heard a sound from the backyard. Her heart raced as she got closer to the back door. But she quickly discovered that her father was not at home, he was simply occupied in the shed. Her dad never worked in the shed at this time before. She wondered what he was up to and hurriedly put on slippers. She stepped into the yard and shut the back door. Her father must have heard something since he arrived shortly. Abby could only hear muffled sounds and laughter, not his words. Whatever he was doing, he appeared to be having a good time. Abby was almost ready to knock on the door and ask her dad about the strange noise when he suddenly stopped talking. Then a strange sound echoed through the walls, giving Abby shivers. It wasn't a pleasant sound. Abby was scared and didn't want to be near the shed, so she fled back inside. She didn't even close the door, she simply climbed the stairs and jumped into her bed. Abby remained silent, holding her breath, and listened. Her father could be heard exiting the shed and cautiously entering the home. He stood in her room, saying nothing. Abby lay motionless, closed her eyes, and pretended to sleep. The next morning, there was tension between Abby and her father. She knew she had to rush even quicker now, as her father could move his secret project to a different location. She was certain he felt guilty about Abby stepping on a nail at work. Every Friday, her father drinks a few beers and typically falls asleep, sometimes in front of the television. So when Friday arrived, Abby was prepared. She pretended to sleep until her clock said midnight and quietly went to her parents' room. Abby quietly opened the door and saw only her mom sleeping in bed. Realizing her dad was likely watching TV, she went downstairs, careful not to make noise on the creaky floor. There was something at the back of the shed with a white sheet over it. Abby couldn't make out what it was by the shape, but it looked terrifying. The sheet that covered the object was stained red, and it almost looked like blood. But first, she had to wait until her father was further away from the shed. The door was slightly open, so she could see her father just standing there, unsure of what to do. Then he ran inside when Abby's mother called him. Abby stood up and was about to leave, but she saw the white sheet in the corner of her eye. She swiftly turned around but accidentally bumped into a bucket. As she turned, the bucket fell to the ground with a loud bang. "Abby!" her father yelled, now standing at the shed's door opening. "Abby, don't. What are you hiding under here, Daddy?" Abby asked, looking her father in the eyes. "How come I'm not allowed to see it?" her mother exclaimed, and Abby stood motionless, her eyes wide in shock. Abby screamed and ran to her father, her eyes welling up with tears. "Thank you very much, Daddy." Abby's father grabbed her tightly and exclaimed, "You spoiled your own birthday surprise, you little monster. I had no idea you were making her first bike, and in her favorite color, too," Abby's mother said to her husband. "Now, should we head back to bed?" she asked Abby, who nodded, her cheeks blushing.
Subscribe for more content like this. And don't forget to hit the bell button so you can be updated right away for new uploads.